you're looking for a way to power up your nutrients with a plant-based protein powder, then raw vegan plant-based protein is the perfect choice. This vegan protein is packed with essential nutrients to help you stay energized and healthy. With plant-based protein powder becoming increasingly popular amongst health-conscious individuals, it's no surprise that raw vegan plant-based proteins has become a leader in the industry. Whether you're an athlete or just looking to increase your daily protein intake, this vegan protein powder can help you reach your goals. Visit rawvegan.com. Again, rawvegan.com.
5-yard line is caught. Roland Wallace adjusted and caught it. And Keelan has hit Wallace on 2 big pass plays today. The Harding Bisons are the 2023 NCAA Division II National Champions.
I mean, the things that they do down there. Watch number 51, Levi Pate, on this block.
For the first time, the left-hander wants to throw, and a catch is made. Roland Wallace. Mines has not been able to stop Harding today. 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns for the Bisons. Trying to get them off the field. They're going to take a shot, looking for Wallace, and he makes the catch.
Wallace says, I don't get many opportunities, but when I do, I make the most of them.
Welcome to the Second Wind Sports Media. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, and alongside...
It's your boy, Caesar Fantastic.
Well, today we have a very special guest in the building, ladies and gentlemen. We have no other than the 2023 National NCAA National Champion football. That is, ladies and gentlemen, national champion. We have no other than future scholars, future football player, future scholar, because I heard so much about him, ladies and gentlemen. Roland Wallace, how's it going, brother?
It's going good, man. Thank you for having me tonight.
Man, listen, Uncle Alvin, shout out to Uncle Alvin.
Yeah, shout out to Uncle Al.
Yes, indeed. He speaks so highly of you, your father, your mother, your family. It seems like I've already met you, and never met you. So
Right.
I just want to say, man, you're doing an excellent job, man. We watched both games. We watched the semifinals as well as the championship.
Right.
And man, we were so happy just sitting there watching those games.
Appreciate that. Yeah, those are some good games.
Yes, indeed. When did this journey of football start for you?
Man, I would say really it was kind of, I always knew I wanted to play football. I always fell in love with it. And I'll say I started playing flag when I was about 4 years old. We started playing flag. And then from then on, I think I was about 7 or 8. We started playing tackle. And that was when we were in we moved to Phoenix after Katrina. So I started playing tackle out there. And then since then, I kind of always knew I wanted to, every kid has the dream, like, I want to go play college, I want to play NFL. And I just kind of stuck with it. So, it took me as far as I wanted it to,
Yes, indeed. So did you, what high school did you go to?
I went to Mandeville High in Louisiana. It's Mandeville High. It's right about 30 minutes from New Orleans, right down the causeway. It's the first turn on the left, pretty much.
Okay. How was it like at your high school? What was some of the highlights of your career in high school?
I would say for me, it was a pretty big high school. Like we're in a 5A, 6A Louisiana. So, we played what they call big ball in Louisiana. So I definitely played. It was a blessing to play high school at the level I did because, I played against a lot of big name guys, like played Justin Jefferson. We played Dylan Moses, a lot of guys that went on to play, high Division I football and NFL. So it definitely was a blessing. I would say, even though we lost, I would say my junior year, we played Justin Jefferson. He was a senior at the time. Okay. We had them on the ropes. I think it was second round of quarters I mean, we were beating them by 3 touchdowns, but of course, Justin Jefferson being Justin Jefferson, he scored 3 touchdowns in the in the fourth quarter, and they beat us. They beat us by 1 point, man. So
wow.
hey, even though it sucked losing, on hindsight now, I'm like, man, it was a blessing to be able to say, I shared the field with Justin Jefferson.
Give me some of the preparations that you have to go through from high school all the way up to college. What's the difference between preparing for a football game in high school versus playing for a football game in college?
For me, I'm a big perfectionist, over preparer. So in high school, I was I kind of, I didn't really grow into my body until around my junior year, senior year. I was a little on the shorter side. So for me, I was big on, having a good football IQ, watching a lot of film, and trying to take care of my body the night before. So that I was always kind of a film rat, always watching film. But when I got to college, you get a little older, all the aches and pains kind of add up. So it was a lot of recovery. I had my routine on recovery, made sure my body was stretched out, and I felt good to go. And that's really thanks to the strength staff that we had there at Harding. They did a good job with that. But film recovery and a lot of visualizing. I was big on kind of watching myself do stuff before I actually did it. So when the moment was there, I wasn't thinking too much. I wasn't slow. It was easy for me to just go make a play. And I'm superstitious too, so I made sure I had the same routine every game day. I always wore, from high school on, I would wear the same outfit, eat the same stuff all game day. So that never left me.
That's the same way I was as a fighter.
Yeah.
I would wear the same shorts, same socks, same shoes, same everything, because it's definitely most of us athletes are very superstitious.
Very. Gotta be.
It gotta be. It just comes with the toy for sure. What's the between the speed levels of football and football and of the high school level, as well as the as well as the college level? Yeah. What's the difference between them to you? I'm so used to the boxing questions. So
I got you.
What's the difference between the levels of speed between, especially you playing offense and the defensive players coming at you? What's the difference to you?
Man, I would say for me, it didn't hit me until I played my first game. So I redshirted my first year, and then I came in my second year, which was 2019. Well, I would say it really hit me probably my redshirt year too, because in high school, they had some people moving fast, some people playing fast, and if you were just a better athlete, you can get away with some of it. Yeah. I would say, first time we put pads on in college and we did, some team periods and people were really moving around and flying around. That's when it kind of hit me like, you may be a better athlete than them, but some people are just playing fast. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people are fast, but they don't play fast. So if you think, hesitate, or any of the above, you can get playing it real quick. So that definitely was something that that you have to adjust to. And plus, a lot of people are just older with more experience. So I say too, as you get experience, you definitely are able to play faster and not think and be in your head too much. I'm sure from when you're boxing, you might get caught with a jab or something if you think, or you're not really processing what's going on.
Yes, indeed. I'm gonna pass it on to my partner, C's. He's gonna ask you some more questions.
Yeah. All right. So I wonder how would you describe like the team culture at Harding?
Man, honestly, that's a really good question, because I being at Harding, I would say it was a blessing, because it was obviously we went to a Christian school, so based on the values that they have from the Bible, we definitely the coaches did a good job of practicing what they preach. So people weren't cussing out the coaches weren't cussing out kids. It was definitely a good camaraderie on the team. And I would say, everyone treat each other with respect. And, we have something that we call the brotherhood. And I would say for sure, when they say it's like a brotherhood, it definitely is. You have people from all different backgrounds, races, able to play football together and actually, love each other. And, the culture was good. And ultimately, I would say that's what won us a national championship more than being a good team. The fact that we were able to, show that culture on display every Saturday and, play for each other more than we play for ourselves. So that definitely was a blessing in itself. And, it's not a culture where people are, constantly thinking about themselves like, oh, I didn't get the ball, or I didn't do this, I don't have the stats. It was just, if you get the opportunity, you get that opportunity. But stat that we was worried about the most was the win. So, and that definitely paid off. And it was a blessing. I can truly say it was a blessing.
All right. And you mentioned your coach Paul Simmons, right?
Yes, sir.
How has he influenced your development as a player and as a person?
Coach Simmons he's a real funny guy. I don't know if y'all saw some of the clips from him during his interviews, but he's as advertised. He's a fiery personality, and I would say he does a great job of, no matter who we're playing or what's kind of going on, he knows what to say and how to say it and how to get the message across, as well as being, kind of a goofball too. But he did a great job of obviously recruiting me and kind of getting me there, because I was on the fence of, at first I'm like, I don't want to go to this school in Arkansas, like I'm from New Orleans. I didn't really want to go there. So I was like, I don't want to go to the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. I was worried about all the negatives, but once I got there, and, he definitely took some time to kind of, make sure I developed into a young man first, and then the football player kind of followed with it. So he definitely played a big part of that.
Now, and what's been your most memorable moment at this?
Man, I would say it was winning the national championship. Definitely was, it definitely was a blessing. But I would say it was week 6 of this year. So we played Ouachita Baptist, and usually whoever wins the game between us and Ouachita Baptist, they go on to win the national championship, or not the national championship, excuse me, the conference championship. So, it was definitely a good rivalry. It always is a good rivalry, because the year before they put it on us bad. They beat us physically and on the scoreboard. So, they came down to our place. It was a night game, middle of October. And I mean, we opened up a can on them. We put 40 something on them. We defense handled business, and we put 40 something on them. I played a great game. I had I ran the ball more than I caught the ball. I had like 60 something rushing yards and scored a touchdown. So it was a good game, and it was just one of those games where it's like leading up to it, you don't play a full complete team game, like offense, defense, special teams, all plays and execute. So that was the first game of our season where I felt like the full team kind of put it all together, and we played a great game. So I would say that was probably the highlight of my senior year last year, outside of, winning the national championship. I feel like that was a low-hanging fruit to just say the national championship. So
yeah, you mentioned that national championship. What was that journey like, winning the national championship?
Man, it was exactly as advertised, holding a trophy with the confetti in the background. All the family and fans, standing right there. But the process of kind of going through it, what people don't understand is, so we had a first round bye, which is, I think, the first time we've ever had a first round bye in school history. And so we watched Henderson, which is a school from our conference, play Central Missouri, which I think was a good and bad thing for us, because, we had a bye week that first week. So we watched that, and Central Missouri put 70 points up on Henderson, and that's who we play in the following week. So, some people are like, a little nervous, anxious. But so beating Central Missouri, obviously, by 1 point, and then following that up, beating Grand Valley by 1 point were two of the hardest. I would say for sure those are two of the hardest games I've played in my life. But so rewarding, so fun. But what people really don't realize is if we lose to Central Missouri or Grand Valley, either one of those teams are going to go and win the national championship based off of how our region was set up. So after beating those two teams, I don't want to say it was like kind of a sigh of relief, but going into the semifinals, we felt like we can definitely handle Lenore Rhine, and then going forward playing School of Mines, we felt like we matched up really well with them. But those are two of the hardest but funnest games I played in, and that's usually kind of how it goes,
What kind of things do you focus on when you're not playing?
Man, well, recently I kind of got back into playing the game with my brother a little bit. We've been playing a lot of Call of Duty and stuff like that, so that's kind of what I've been getting back into. I've been at home for the past couple months, so it's definitely been good to be at home with my family, because I'm a big family guy. So going, to some of my siblings' games and hanging out, and I don't really see myself playing any other sports like as a hobby, but I'm a big health guy, so I'm always lifting weights and doing stuff like that. And I do kind of want to start getting my golf game right, just as a pastime. But that's going to take a couple of years, I'm assuming, because it's not looking good right now.
Hey,
not looking good.
Now, you mentioned you're a health guy. How important is nutrition and health in helping your performance on the field?
Man, and that's a really good question too, because I really didn't start taking nutrition seriously until around COVID. Because, I always, like I said, I always kind of was, a really good athlete, so I can get away with eating McDonald's and, all the crazy stuff in high school and my first year of college. But, I started, looking at my stomach, and the six pack wasn't there. I was like, okay, we gotta, so I really started, locking in on the nutrition. And it also helped at the fact that, I was an exercise science major, and, a lot of classes I was taking, I was able to apply some of the stuff I learned about nutrition and diet and supplementation on how to make sure my body's firing properly. So definitely is locked in on that in the past couple of years. And I'm grateful for it because health is wealth, and I don't like eating processed foods and stuff like that now. So it's definitely turned out for the better.
All right. Now, you was a senior, right?
Yes, sir.
What ways did you take like a leadership role on the team?
So I at first my first couple of years, it took me some time to adjust to the team and the culture of what we had going on, because it just was so new to me. It was so brand new, and it definitely took me a while to adjust to it, because I was so used to like performing under pressure, having a high school coach that, was really put a lot of pressure on you. So it just was real stressful versus going to college where it didn't feel as stressful as it should have. It was kind of weird for me to adjust to. Mm-hmm. And on top of, the offense that we ran, it's not like I was catching 10 balls a game. I had to adjust to that, and, I had to put, the team before myself. All that stuff's kind of difficult for you to, wrap your head around at 18, 19. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely say it just took some adjusting, really. It really took a lot of adjusting and trial and error with all of it.
All right. And how did you balance like academics and football?
It's difficult. It was difficult, especially at first. I was a chemistry major, and I got up out of that real quick because I wanted to go the med school route, but I kind of transitioned more to go medical device sales. So I switched my major, and I got into a major that was more attainable for me, and I could excel, both on the field and off the field, and not, stress too much. But it's really a balance. You got to make sure, for me at least, I made sure I try to do all my stuff, all my assignments and stuff like that, the day that I get them or within the week that I get them, so I'm not, stressing, on a game week, or, we got something going on and I'm worried about submitting a paper or something like that. So I definitely try to just get it done and get it out the way. And on top of that, you got to watch film and take care of your body. So it's a lot that goes into it, especially on days like you get out of practice and it's 7:30, 8 o'clock almost. And then, you got to go eat and you got to shower, you got to study, and you got to watch film. So definitely just good time management is what I would say is the best thing.
All right. Did you watch football? You got to see?
I do. I'm a Saints fan naturally. Saints fan? So I was happy with our two draft picks that we just had. I would say I'm an LSU supporter. I wasn't really too much of an LSU fan once I got in college, because I was like I played college ball too. So I got to watch college ball, but I wouldn't say I was rooting for another team as much as I was. So
okay, cool. We got y'all caught. We got LSU quarterback.
At
least you supported him. Thanks.
My dad said last night, I would say about 30 minutes after the pick, he was like, I got my Jaden Daniels jersey already. 4 or 5 jerseys on the way.
Yeah, I'm getting one too.
I gotta put some seats in FedEx Stadium now.
Hey man, we need to build a new one, man. That thing falling apart. And last one I got for you is what advice would you give a high school athlete that's considering going to college? College.
And this is a good question too. But I would say, don't get caught in the hype. A lot of people, get caught in the hype of seeing people with stars and, going to camps and 7-on-7 and stuff like that. If you want to play college ball, put the work in for it. And really, if you're religious, I don't like to, get too religious with people, but, definitely put your faith in God. And, if you want to go to college, put the college work ethic in. You can't be, doing all the stuff that the other kids are doing, partying and all that. And, a lot of kids try to turn down schools because they think they're too good for it, whether it be D2, D3, NAIA. I would say be respectful to any coach or program that comes and talks to you. And you never know where that coach may be. Maybe a D2 coach that recruits you. You never know. He gets a new job. He's at a D1 school. He wants you to transfer, a lot of stuff like that. But, just go where you want it first off, though. So I would say for me, it took me a while to kind of humble myself and realize, like, I'm not at a D1 school. You got to be where you're at. Don't worry about, where some of the other people in the area are going and how they're performing and stuff like that. You're at Hardin. It took me a while to kind of come to terms with it. and the rest kind of take care of itself. But definitely is I wouldn't go chasing schools based on status or cloud or how much NIL money you're going to get. Go somewhere where you can play, you can enjoy your time in college, and where you can make your parents proud. You don't want to go somewhere and sit on the bench for 4 years. So
Yeah, that's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna play one of these highlight clips that I was playing frequently, man. And give me your thoughts on what was going on after, when it goes off.
Right.
5-yard line is caught. Roland Wallace.
So that one was funny. So they called the play, and I looked at the band, and I figured it was the way the safeties were rolling all game. I was waiting for them to kind of call that play. Okay. And once they called it, I kind of weaved through traffic, and I was looking up for the ball, and I didn't tell anybody this till after the game, but I couldn't see the ball. I didn't see the ball until it was right in my face.
You was on it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because the way I was looking up, the sun was right in my eye, and I couldn't see it. So in warm-ups, we was going away from the sun, so I didn't have to worry about it. So when we came back out, we was going the other way. I was like, if they throw a deep one, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see it. But luckily, I saw the black dot in the air at the last second, so I went and stuck them hands out and got that one in. But that was on the video, like the part that gives me chills is, after I catch it, you can hear everybody screaming. And in the moment, you don't hear the crowd, you don't hear any of that. But when I went back and saw it, I was like, man, it was lit, man.
That was my next question. How was that feeling when you hear that crowd as you catch the ball like that, man?
It just gives you chills, because that was I think they said that was the most they broke the attendance record for the national championship game.
Because it was packed. Yeah, it was
packed. I think our whole side was sold out. Their side was almost sold out. Wow. So it was awesome. And then on top of that, as you're warming up, they got people kind of trickling in there. But when we went out for the coin toss and all that, it was packed. People was rowdy. It was fun. It was fun.
Wow. So I'm gonna play this other one. I think this is like the first throw that your quarterback threw. I think I'm gonna play this one.
The things that they do down there. Watch number 51, Levi Pate on this block.
For the first time, the left-hander wants to throw, and a catch is made. Roland Wallace showing the hands of the receiver outstretched as he reels it in.
It's his fourth catch on the year. They lull you to sleep, and then they come with it this way. Cole Keelan with the nice pass and great hands by Roland.
So, what was going through your head after that catch?
So that was the first catch of the game. So usually it's it's when they call it, you're looking at the band. It's like, all right, usually once you get the first one out the way, everything, your nerves kind of settle for the rest of the day. But it just depends on when they call the play up. And I was like, this was a big one because it was third and long. You need to get a first down. So I was like, we gotta make a play right here, and no better time to do it to set us up and keep the drive going, because I think the score was 14-7 at the moment. So it was really a good thing to hold the momentum and not leave the drive with the field goal or miss field goal maybe. And we got a touchdown on that drive. But most importantly, I was thinking I got to make a play here because it's third down. So had to find the sticks, made it across the defense, and I saw the ball, caught it, made sure I got the first down. So it was a good play right there.
Now I'm gonna play this one right here. The celebration of receiving the national championship trophy.
The Harding Bisons are the 2023 NCAA Division II national champions.
Now, what was going through your head after that experience of receiving and becoming the national champ?
It took a while for it to really set in, but I just a couple of memories I got, because it was it was end of the fourth quarter, and we had the ball. We were just kind of running the clock down, and then I think we had just got a first down, and our coach Simmons called a timeout, and he brings everyone in, and then he tells everyone else to go celebrate. And I look at the clock. There's a minute some change left, and that's when it kind of all hit me. And I was looking at all the other seniors, and I can't even lie. I started bawling, crying. I was like, man, we actually did it. And then that was the first time in my life, you experience real tears of joy and that emotional feeling. And then after we took a knee a couple times, everybody rushed the field. and it was just chaos. And then you get on the stage, they got the ESPN camera set up, and then they finally give you a trophy, because the night before, or 2 nights before, we had like a team bonding night. We went to an arcade and we went bowling and stuff, and they had the trophy there. And a lot of people were like looking at it, taking pictures with it, and I was like, "Listen, it's like if I'm gonna take a picture of that trophy, it's only gonna be one way.
That's right.
I'm gonna be holding it up." So that came to fruition, and it's just like a movie theater feeling, man. It was on top of the world. I got to hold it up in front of my family and all the supporters of the program. So it was truly a blessing, and I was happy that my senior class could go out like that.
Now we're gonna go on the education side. You graduated. How was that feeling to graduate? Get your a bachelor's degree. How was that feeling for you?
That was another really good feeling, because also it's funny for my parents, because I'm the oldest of 6. So I'm the first to do everything. The first to get the car, first to graduate, first to do to get all the milestones. So they definitely get happy whenever I check the milestone off. But it was a good feeling to be able to graduate and have all my siblings watch me graduate, walk across the stage, not only for high school and college. So for me, that's the biggest thing, that they get to see, like he's not only, playing football, but he's getting his education. He's handling business outside, off the field. So that was a really good feeling for them to, watch me achieve that. And then, finishing my master's, starting back up in the summer is definitely going to be fun. But, something that you just got to do,
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. To be of 6, to be the oldest, you setting the tone for the rest of the siblings. It's
definitely
a wonderful thing, man. And I'm proud that you proud of you, man, for accomplishing. First of all, the main accomplishment was the mission accomplished, getting that degree.
Right.
Field, and the second accomplishment, which is also major, just not as major as the degree, but it's still major, becoming a national champion.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big deal. NCAA 2 national champion is a major accomplishment as well. So congratulations to you. It's Uncle Alvin always has great things to say about you and your siblings and your father, as well as your mother. He always talks about you guys as we take our trip to go pick up Elijah from school as well. So what advice do you have for them? Why because they should be on here, and
they should be. They should be.
Give them guys some advice, because they definitely can use it as well.
I would say, advice to them: listen to your parents first and foremost. Listen to your parents, and whatever you're doing, get your degree, finish high school, finish elementary school, finish whatever school you're in, and just make sure you're not getting in any foolishness outside of school. Because nothing will get you caught up more than getting in some foolishness outside of school. I've seen many people on the right track. It only takes 30 seconds to destroy everything that you work for. So make sure you're not getting in trouble outside of school.
Yes, indeed, man. I truly appreciate you being able to bless.
Yeah, of course.
As I was watching the game live, the championship as well as the semifinals, I was like, I want to bring him on the show, because this is a major accomplishment. I definitely want to because
I appreciate it.
The week, a matter of fact, I think it was 2 days before that, me and Uncle Alvin was headed down to pick him up from school from Bluefield.
Right.
And he told me you had the semifinals. So I said, we're going to watch it. And Uncle Alvin came over the house and we watched it. Yeah, you would have thought we was
Man, Uncle Al's funny too. Look, that's one person I can count on every single Saturday. I was getting a text from Uncle Al before, during the game, after the game. I was always getting a text from him. So big shout out to him for all the love and support.
Most definitely.
He's a sports fanatic. So I know he wasn't gonna miss any of that.
Yes, indeed, because he makes all the my son's football games, man. He never misses a game. He's at every game, and we on the opposite end of Maryland. So I'm in a different county, but he comes to every game. Him and Aunt Joe, they makes it through there, man. And Uncle Alvin is definitely a blessing, man. He's definitely a blessing.
Apparently, he hasn't changed a bit. He ain't changed a bit.
Yes, indeed, man. I appreciate you for taking the time out. I wish you the best of luck with your masters. You know what I'm saying? Once you get the master's degree as well, man, it's just sky's the limit. And those 5 other siblings of yours will definitely be looking up to you, and you definitely paving the way. not only for your siblings, also for my children, because they on here watching and they also can learn from you as well. I truly appreciate you.
Of course. You know, it's always good to give back, and necessarily not giving back anything, but just giving back some advice and showing people how to do it the right way, you know.
Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an honor and a pleasure to have Division II NCAA national champion wide receiver. Ladies and gentlemen, Roland Wallace. Sports media. This episode has been brought to you by Raw Vegan Plant-Based Protein Powder, the undisputed champion of plant-based protein powder. I got mine. It's time for you to get yours. Visit rawvegan.com.